top 10 quarterback, Derek Carr. He's a top 10 to 15 range. Derek Carr is, I would say 10 to 15. 11 to 15, let me not. He's not a top 10 quarterback.
No, because you got Mahomes, you got Allen, you got Russ, you got Herbert, you got Stafford, you got Rodgers, you got Brady, you got Lamar.
Kyler Murray.
So he's 9 at best, basically.
He's not 9. But you saying Derek Carr is, will you take Derek Carr over Kyler Murray?
No, I'd take Kyler.
Okay, so he's not in the top 10.
Burrow.
Exactly. You take him over any of those? No, I doubt it.
All right, you're right. 10 to 15.
No, 11 to 15. 11 to 15.
11 to 15.
We just named you just named 11 QBs right there.
That's pretty good. And we agree. This is crazy.
Yeah. For once. All right, good evening, everybody. This is the Raw Sports Debate brought to you by Michael, Steven, and myself, Leslie. Today, we're going to be talking about the Week 1 picks and also top 5 bold predictions, both on each side, all right? We're going to start with the Week 1 picks. We're going to start with a Thursday night game tomorrow in Los Angeles. Rams hosting the Bills. What do you think? Who do you pick for this one, Mike?
Going with the Bills.
Okay.
Maybe because I want to see the Rams lose. I'm rooting for the Bills.
Okay. I'm going with the Rams just because they're home and they just won the Super Bowl. I feel like they need to make another statement that hey, we're here this year as well. That could be the Super Bowl right there as well. Like I said, it's gonna be either Arizona Bills or Rams Bills. But I'm going with the Rams right now. I believe in the Bills more than the Rams, but just for this game, I'm going with the Rams.
Josh Allen's gonna be PO'd from last year's playoffs, so he's coming hot.
He is coming hot. He is coming hot for sure. What about Eagles, Lions?
Eagles.
Okay, I'm going with the Eagles as well. I think they're coming in hot this year. I think the Lions, it's that game is gonna be one of those almost 50-point game. You know, I could see both. I could see the game being like 26-24, you know, something like that. With Eagles just squeezing by for sure.
And Matt Stafford ain't walking through that door.
You got jokes, huh? Sure. What about the 49ers and the Bears?
As much as I want to pick the Bears, I'm going to go with the Niners because I would like to be right.
You would like to be right. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mark all your picks. You going with the Niners. Okay. I respect that. I think the Niners look good this year. Starting Trey Lance. Jimmy Garoppolo is still on the, roster. They found a way to keep them both. So I think, Trey Lance still has that confidence. Regardless, whether he plays bad or not, I think he's going to do something good for the team. And I'm going with the Niners as well, every week. All right. Steelers, Bengals.
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Bengals?
You're going to ride that high, making the Super Bowl. I know everyone kind of forgets that they made it already, it feels like. That's what happens when you lose. But, Burrow's only going to get better. He had a great year last year, great playoffs. I think the Steelers will make it a game. They always do. But I think Burrow will take care of business late. Especially at home.
Yeah, at home, I'm giving them the nod just because they're at home as well. But I think this year they might decline a little bit, just to get back next year. But yeah, I'm going with the Bengals as well. What about the Pats and Finns?
I'm going to go with the Finns.
Okay, they got a lot of new faces for sure.
We're giving my boy Tyreek Hill the ball. Tua is going to be on his game. I think it's going to be close. I think they're going to pull it out.
Okay. I'm definitely going with the Pats. I think Bill Belichick, still owns that division. But, this year the Bills are going to beat them both times. You know, the Bills are going to be 6-0 in that division, but I think if they're going to win some games and make some noise and squeeze in the playoffs, they're going to have to, you know, beat teams like the Dolphins. You know, they still got more experience than them. They're a newer team with the likes of Tyreek Hill joining them. Your boy in fantasy, which I think you still picked them way too early. But
Second
anyway,
round, perfect.
second round.
Yeah, second round. Listen, yo, when you're the best receiver with a quarterback who's an average at best quarterback, he's going to force feed him. Plus, he's a new guy. He's got something to prove. Saying a couple trash comments to Mahomes. I think they're going to give Hill the ball early and often. The PPR league, but great. But I see your point. You know, you want to get a guy like Keenan Allen who has a better quarterback. That's
Reliable, you know, and he's
yeah.
proven with that same guy. You know, I think that sometimes going with a guy like Keenan is safer. Mike Evans safer, you know.
Older
But
guy,
yeah, Hill is that guy. He is a, you know, top 10 receiver. So picking him that second round, if he was with Mahomes, definitely salute you. But I'm just a little scared with Tua. You know, we don't know what their chemistry is gonna look like for sure. All right. Browns, Panthers. This is gonna be a good one. With Baker Mayfield going up against his old team. Did you see the shirts he made? So he made this shirts that says free Baker, you know,
really.
with a dog chain that's broken. So yeah, I think, you know, he was a dog that, you know, he feels like he's off the leash, you know. It's just free Baker. I'm off the leash. So yeah, he's ready to ball. And he is actually exclusively selling it on his website on Twitter. So yeah, it's not fake news. Baker is looking to ball out that game for sure. Who you picking?
Panthers.
Panthers. Okay, that's I think that's the most obvious one this week. Personally, I
Who's starting
think
for the Browns? Jacoby Brissett.
Brissett is starting. Yeah. I don't think the Browns are gonna be that bad, you know, with him.
No,
He's a good game manager, you know.
no, they
He
got Chubb. They got a line. They
yeah.
got pieces.
They
So
got a great line, and on defense, they're still amazing too. So you can't, you know, they still got top three best pass rusher in
Myles
Miles
Garrett.
Garrett. You know, so he's definitely gonna do his thing. And you
The
know, you
basketball
can't
game
knock him.
broke out. You know the Browns will win because they got Myles Garrett.
Yeah, you know, if the game goes down to the wire, don't be surprised. Miles Garrett just body slams Baker Mayfield, fumbles, Browns win the game with 5 seconds left, something like that. You know what I mean? But I'm still going with the Panthers. I think they need this win with the likes of, you know, McCaffrey coming back. You know, hopefully he can play some more games this year. Sam Donald sitting and giving the nod to Baker Mayfield. I think he has something to prove as well too. So I think the Panthers are hotter coming in this game. And the Colts, Texans.
Colts.
Colts. That's a
Colts.
very obvious one
Matt,
as
yeah,
well.
Matt Ryan and Taylor. You know they're on the road. You know you never know, but yeah, I think that's a safer pick.
Yeah, it is a safer pick as well too for me. I'm going with the Colts as well. Saints, Falcons.
I'm gonna go with the Saints.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Falcons. But
Falcons.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna favor the defense. I don't know much about both teams, but you know, Jameis Winston has his moments, and he's facing Mariota. So they faced in college, right?
Yeah, Oregon, Florida, where you know Mariota beat him. They were both top draft picks, one after the other. Jameis Winston was, you know, projected to be the number one, but Mariota had that not. But I think he did deserve it at that time. But this is going to be one of those, you know, they both were drafted early in the first round. They didn't really do much with their careers. You know, Jameis, he had a chance in Tampa Bay, but he couldn't really utilize it as much. You know, he threw a lot of picks, threw a lot of touchdowns as well. His career, you know, died down a little bit. Same with Mariota. So I think this is a time for them to both revive it. And now they play each other twice. I'm going with the Falcons. I think Mariota is going to show them what he did. He'd be like, "You remember college? I'm gonna do it to you again."
Listen, I'm rooting for Winston. This is why, because I think that Brett Favre's interception record is unbreakable. 336 picks. Imagine how many years you have to play at a high level to
Yeah.
get to throw that many picks. But Jameis Winston's 30-30 season inspired me. Maybe he has a chance. Maybe.
That's crazy. This is the only way I think he will break it if he keeps getting them into the playoffs a little deep and still throws an interception. Because nobody is gonna give you a chance to be a quarterback, a starting quarterback throwing that many interceptions. Brett Favre was amazing, but we all know at the end of the game, he's gonna squeeze one. He threw so many picks that he didn't really care, you know. But if anybody is close, I'll have to agree with you on that. Jameis Winston will be the guy.
James.
He'll be the guy for sure. But yeah, I'm disagreeing with you. I'm going with the Saints here. I mean, the Falcons. You're going with the Saints. So far, only 3 picks were different. What about the Ravens and the Jets? AFC showdown.
Showdown? You use Jets and showdown in the same sentence? I'm going Ravens, and this is my lock of the week.
So the Ravens, you know, they got a lot of people coming back from injuries. You got to remember that. They had the most injuries last year, you know, starters. You don't really know where they're, you know, how they're gonna play, and a lot of them also didn't play in the preseason as well. Lamar needs a contract. You know, I think there's a lot of talk in the Ravens locker room. So yeah, this game is gonna be close. I'm telling you that right now. But I think the Ravens are still gonna win this one. The Jets really look good if they can have a quarterback that can, you know, push the tempo up. You know, because Brees Hall is really good. Garrett Wilson is looking good. They picked up a couple of pieces as well too. You know, they got Robert Saleh, who's, you know, a great coach. Last year was in one of his best years. You know, he was great with the Niners as a defensive coach. But I think this year he's gonna tweak it a little bit. I think the Jets win 7 to 8 games, and this is and they might lose like 5 games where they might lose by 4, less than 5. I guarantee you that they're gonna be like So next year,
I'm just being hard on the Jets. I hope they do well, but this is the Rex Ryan Bowl, right? Remember Rex Ryan?
Yep.
Ravens defense in the Jets.
Yep. But yeah, I'm going with the Ravens as well. It's only right. What about Jags and Washington Commanders? That's a tough one.
I'm gonna go with
Commanders. Okay.
I'm gonna use the home field as a tiebreaker there, and I think Wentz in his first game there, I'm gonna pick him. I do think that Trevor Lawrence, you know, will improve this year. I do think he has a ton of potential, but
absolutely
better in Wentz game.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Jags. A little upset, you know, I had to have an upset in there. I'm gonna go with the Jags just because, you know, I think Trevor Lawrence, like you said, he's on he's on the uprising. You know, he's gonna be doing better this year compared to last year. You can tell he's, you know, that franchise QB, you know, humble guy. You know, the teammates love him, and also with the likes of DJ Chark and things like that, I think they're gonna improve. Their defense is only gonna get better, you know. And also I know Washington, they're missing guys like Chase Young and a few. Ryan Kerrigan is back there, you know, as one of the coaches I heard. So, you know, they should be motivated by that. But I'm going to go with the Jags on this one. My upset of the week. Jags beating the Commanders.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got another disagreement right here. Nice. I like that.
Always
Packers and Vikings.
Ooh. Did you know that Mr. Rodgers in the last 6 years is 5-6-1 against the Vikings? And he lost
5-6-1. Wow.
Yeah. And he
lost. He owned that division.
And listen, the last 2 years he's 2-2. He's got 13 touchdowns, 0 picks. All right. So it's a lot of it's you know, the defense and you know, maybe a lot of 3 and outs, and they did lose their first game last year, remember? The Packers, and then Rodgers just like that after that. All that being said, I'm gonna go with the Packers in the thriller. Still gonna go with the Packers in the thriller, but I feel like I have a feeling I might regret this on Monday morning.
Hey, change it now. I give you the chance.
No. I'm sticking with Rodgers.
I know you like the Vikings. You know, your boys team, Brett Favre.
Listen, Brett Favre played for both of them. This is the Brett Favre Bowl, all right? We just had the Rex Ryan Bowl. This is the Brett Favre game. Hey, listen, did you hear Rogers? Rogers was doing the fancy mushrooms abroad during the. Listen, I appreciate Rogers. All right,
Yeah.
he's a crazy dude.
I can't believe you're appreciating Rogers on this podcast. You okay? I'm sure. I'm sure you'd be all right.
Listen, I root against him on the field, off the field. You know, we see some things similarly. On the field, nah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going with the Packers as well. Only time I gotta pull one of these, But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers just because I think Rodgers owns that division, not necessarily the Vikings, but I think he has something to prove. He's gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna win on the road. I have no Devante Adams, and I'm gonna still win on the road. I have likes like Sammy Watkins.
Right.
Alan Lazard is gonna, turn up. They're tight end Tonyan. I think they're gonna be better. AJ Dillon is amazing. I have him on a couple of my fantasy teams as well too. So I'm rooting for him and Aaron Jones as well too. Not Rodgers, but the team itself. I'm going with the Packers as well. Giants, Tennessee. Come on, you're a Giants fan. Your dad is a Giants fan.
Listen, I grew up in the Giants household. I grew up watching the 1986, 1990 Giants, championship videotapes. You ever seen a videotape, Les? With old school things like an eight disc player. Whatever you call those turntables at this point. But I'm going with the Titans because I have no faith in Daniel Jones. I think he's got some talent. He looks like Eli Manning, but he's not that good. And the Giants. They have some pieces on that team. They got a receiving core, but listen, I'm going to go with
Saquon says he feels healthy.
And listen, and it is week 1, so you're going to get the best version of Saquon. He's an unbelievable talent, but running backs don't win games as much, and I trust Ryan Tannehill, and I trust, a rejuvenated Derrick Henry to take this home and home.
All right. If this was in New York, I would have won with the Giants, but I think just because it's in Tennessee, I'll give the home team the win here. I'm going with Tennessee as well. I don't really believe in them as much. I think Robbie Woods is gonna be pretty good. I don't know if he'll be AJ Brown good, but he's gonna do his thing as well too. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Derrick Henry coming back from an injury. He's fully healthy. Didn't play a lot in the playoffs as well too. So he's gonna come back, tanking it. Pick up from where he really left off from. What about the Raiders and Chargers?
Very tough one. It's a great game. Well, you got.
I live in Las Vegas. I don't.
You just want to hate on Las Vegas. That's all. I mean, listen. Derek Carr's above average. Devontae Adams is awesome. They got some pieces, but I'm going with the Chargers at home. Herbert and them boys. Boy, they got 5,000 yards, 38 touchdowns last year. I know I've given him some grief in the summer here, but bottom line is he's top 7 quarterback in the NFL. Maybe he's going to be even higher after this year. So I'm going to trust him. Come out fire.
I think this year Justin Herbert is going to finish top 3 in QB ratings. Past 2 years, his first 2 years, he had 69 touchdowns. That's more than anybody. And I think he's only going to pick up from there and only get better. I have him on one of my fantasy teams. So, hey, buddy, I need you this year, you and Josh Allen. But I'm going with the Chargers. I don't see them even losing the second game. I think the Chargers are going to beat Raiders both home and away games this year. Raiders, I don't expect much from them. I think their car is average. And we're going to see if Devontae Adams is still the best receiver in the league. If he is, then Derek Carr is definitely over average. He might be close to elite. I need to see what the numbers are, okay? But as of his first year till date, he's, let's say 1 point over average, almost a bit. He's average. I'm going with the Chargers. Let me not.
Hey, is he a top 10 quarterback?
Top 10 quarterback, Derek Carr. He's a top 10 to 15 range. Derek Carr is, I'll say 10 to 15. 11 to 15, let me not. He's not a top 10 quarterback.
No, because you got Mahomes, you got Allen, You got Russ, you got Herbert, you got Stafford, you got Rodgers, you got Brady, you got Lamar.
Kyler Murray.
So he's 9 at best, basically.
He's not 9-9. But you saying Derek Carr is, will you take Derek Carr over Kyler Murray?
No, I'd take Kyler.
Okay, so he's not in
But
the
it's not
top
like
10.
Burrow.
Burrow, exactly. You take him over any of those? No, I doubt it.
All right, you're right. 10 to 15.
No,
That's
11 to 15. 11 to 15.
11 to
Because we just
15.
named you just named 11 QBs right there.
That's
So
pretty good.
he's-
And we agree. This is crazy.
Yeah, for once. What about Chiefs and Cardinals?
Oh, great game.
Amazing game. I wish that game was the Monday night. I don't know what Russell Wilson and the whatever. Anyway, Chiefs, Arizona. Who
I'm
you
going to
going
go with the Chiefs.
Okay.
I'm picking them. I think Murray's going to have a great year. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs by field goal in this on a road.
Okay. I'm going with the Cardinals. I think they were doubted at the end of the season because they started so hot. And I remember they lost their first game against Green Bay last year. They would have been, 11-0 to start the season. I think this is going to be one of those seasons for them as well. They're not going to be 10-11-0. No, they're going to lose a couple in the beginning, but Sunday, they're definitely going to put their stamp on it and let them know that, they're back. Kyler Murray is up for a great season this year, extended his contract. So is their coach as well. So they know they're there to stay. They're just getting comfortable. And I think Arizona is going to take this one. I got Arizona or Rams going to the Super Bowl in the NFC. So it's going to be one of those. These guys are going to, go out great grinding since, through the gate. I'm going with Cardinals on this one. Nice. 4 disagreements. That's too low.
That's
I don't
it?
like that.
Yeah, boy, that.
What about the Bucks and Cowboys? Come on, give me one.
Upset of the week. Going with the Cowboys.
I knew you were gonna do this for me. Thank you. Cowboys. Really? See, I'm hesitant on this one for picking the Cowboys just because we don't know what to expect from Zeke. Amari Cooper not being around, Michael Gallup not being around Sunday. I don't know how they're gonna pick up that kind of load because
Tom Brady's having his issues with Giselle. He's gonna be extra ornery. He's gonna be like you when you don't eat.
Yeah.
He's gonna be. So part of me thinks he's gonna dominate. Part of me thinks he's gonna be a little dysfunctional. Might take him a little bit.
Yeah. I'm going with the Bucks. Ain't no way, bro. I think Brady comes out and showed this league that, I should have been MVP last year, but you guys want to play games. So you know what? I'm going to do it again, and maybe I might earn my MVP. And then they might still rob him and give it to Josh Allen. So, yeah, I'm going with the goddamn Bucks. I got, what's his name on my fantasy team as well, Chris Godwin. So I don't know his status. He was questionable. I might bench him just because he's playing the Cowboys, but next week I'm putting him in. I'm going to Bucks on this one. And then the last but not the least, Denver Broncos going up in Seattle. Russ, comeback game. I think the NFL knew what they were doing to make it the last in the, for us to talk about all week from Monday, Who do you go with? I mean, I know who you're going with, but I need more. Tell me more. We saved this for the last. Tell me more.
Listen, I'm a little frustrated that it's week 1 and not like week 6. If it was week 6, the Broncos would win by like 3 touchdowns. But now the Broncos really haven't played together.
Okay.
Russ is going to get booed, and I think it's going to be. I think Seattle will hang tight for a little bit, but then the Broncos will win out, something like 31-20. I have a million other thoughts, but. I'll tell you this. On ESPN today, a whole report came out. You want to hear it? All right, listen. Whole report came out about the dysfunction between Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. And it's funny. This is where I talk about my philosophical side comes out, and I talk about perspective. There was a 2019 game against the Falcons that were up 24-0 at the half, and then he decided to not throw the ball in the second half at all. He threw like 5 passes, and they almost lost the game. They basically tried to run the clock out starting in the third quarter, which they've done so many times in the last 10 years. So many times. Even against really good teams, and they almost blow the game. And then Russ was like, hey, man, you're costing me in the MVP race, I guess he said privately, which is true, but it's also like he's right because they almost lost the game. If they just kept throwing the ball, they win the game 41-20 instead of 26-24 with like the other team kicking an onside kick. And it's so my thoughts is this is like, yeah, they have a point. Russ is slowing down in terms of his mobility, but he still has incredible accuracy. And
I think he got smarter too.
And he got smarter, and now we can do pre-read stuff like Rodgers and Peyton Manning. Not that well, but he's going to try to get on that level of doing stuff before the snap. And Pete Carroll, anytime that Wilson was rolling and he had a couple turnovers or something like that happen, or to get a big lead, he just turned back into Pete Carroll. And listen, Les, he's had exactly 2 touchdowns per game, 32 touchdowns per year in his career, right? 32 touchdowns. If Pete Carroll didn't do what he does with big leads and just in general holding him back, he would average 40 touchdowns per year. 1 touchdown every 2 games he caused Russ.
So Pete took eight from him is what you're saying. I can see that.
Just because that game itself we were just talking about, that's 2 touchdowns right there. Like games where like guys like would rack up 5-6 touchdowns, he's getting 3 because Pete wants to hold it back.
Yeah, Pete wants to be Pete, and with that, I agree with you, bro. One thing, watching Seattle, being a Niners fan, we played them twice a year. And when you guys had Wilson, one thing I'll admit is Wilson owned the Niners, right? But again, that was one of the only few games where I think they let Russ be Russ, But other games, he was more conservative. And I think this game, he's going to prove to Pete that, listen, you had this and you didn't respect it. You know what I mean? It's like when you go to a restaurant and you see one of your exes and they want to act all whatever, but then you walk out and you got that nice Lamborghini out there. It's like you could have believed in this dream, but you want to be a streety, so bye-bye.
What do you think about a lot of these Seattle fans that are they've been trashing Russ for a while, acting like he's not a team guy. They're trying to say, oh, he's got the glamorous girlfriend, and I feel like it's a lot of hate and jealousy that has more to do with like money and race than anything else. Because I don't really think that's right.
I'll tell you this. Look at Tom Brady.
Exactly.
They hate on him. Like sometimes as a man, when you got so much going for you, that's what comes with it. I love Russ as a human being, as a man. He's the kind of guy you want your daughter to date, things like that. But as a football player, I'm not a fan of his, just because he's very, like, I think as a man, he's very, very, very masculine, takes the lead whatsoever. But on the football field, I think he has his moments where, oh, yeah, you're right, Pete. Yeah, sure, I'll throw the ball. Yeah, on the 1-yard line. Sure, yeah, let's run the ball because we're up 6 instead of, putting the foot on their neck, things like that. I think he could have took more, assertive. He could have been more assertive, So as a football player, like I said, as a man, this. When like Kanye said, if they don't hate on you, you must not be doing it right. You must not be doing it right. And it's
really like but these reports are coming out, and even the year before that was the Dallas Cowboy playoff game, which was my single worst game I've ever watched because that was their advantage over Dallas. Dallas had a stacked front 7, and they just kept running into it on first and second down. And Russ was on fire in the dome, and they just wouldn't let him throw. And it's like that's when all the reports started coming out. It's like, wait, he's so good. Why are you doing this? And yeah, he could have just said, hey, like, it's me or you. And I think he tried to play both sides. I think he tried to be like, hey, I'm trying to be the team guy. And
I'm trying to plead Pete as well, yeah.
We talked about this back in March, bro. We said, hey, great players get their coaches fired and they're rewarded with titles. He forced his way out, but in my opinion, he wasted 3-4 years. These last 3-4 years, man, or if they could have gotten a couple other, maybe Josh Gordon, didn't get in trouble, maybe that would have been different. But I wish he had this, a break from Pete Carroll 3-4 years ago. So that's
Oh, that'd be nice for him.
who you
If I'm
picking. You
being
picking the
honest.
Broncos?
I'm going with the Broncos on this one. This is an obvious one. Like I said, I think this is going to be a statement game for Russ. He's going to come out firing. I think Russ is going to put up 30 points. At least it's going to be 30-10, something like that. Seattle's not going to. They're going to score like a late pathetic touchdown, But that game is going to be all Broncos rolling through. And then on Monday, Tuesday morning, it's going to be Russ till Sunday. And then he might lose his next game. And then, everybody will calm the hell down. Simple. Russ needs this. He's been practicing for this very moment. You know what I mean? I had to let everybody know. But yes, I'll go with the Broncos on this one.
They're going to boo him. And when he gets stacked, they're going to cheer like they just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think Seattle has a lot of respect for Russ as well. The fans are butthurt, which I could see that. You don't want to lose a great quarterback like that. They're gonna boo him in the beginning, but at the end, they're gonna still, clap for him and give him a stand. He won a Super Bowl, Not some teams don't have a Super Bowl ring, have not even been to the Super Bowl.
You don't get credit for the Super Bowl. That was the defense, bro.
I mean, he was still their quarterback. The Niners would have given Garoppolo a lot of credit, regardless, even if, he didn't do nothing. But Russ actually did something in the Super Bowl that he played in. So it's only, he can only build onto a Hall of Fame career, if he keeps going
and listen, so these, and just by the way, my Super Bowl pick, anyone could win a Super Bowl. The Bucks, the Chargers, the Bills, the Rams, Packers. So is my Bronco pick a little biased? Yes, 100%. But listen, I just have a feeling the last two quarterbacks to switch teams won the Super Bowl. You realize that? Tom Brady with the Bucks, Stafford to the Rams. So just keep it going.
Some teams, they're already there, and that's all they're missing. So yeah, I could see that. All right, now we'll move on to our next topics. We're gonna talk about 5 solid bold predictions that you got, and I'm gonna go next with my 5 bold predictions as well. Go ahead, Mike. I know you couldn't wait.
All right. Number 1, Najee Harris on the Steelers, young running back. Gonna have 2,400 yards from scrimmage. 2,400 yards. That's only happened twice. Chris Johnson has the NFL record with 2,509.
CJ2K, yep.
Yep, and Marshall Faulk with 2,429. And other than that, only 10 guys have ever had 2,300. Okay, only 10 guys. Tomlinson did it twice. So this 2,400, I know they get an extra game, but this is a historic company. So I'm going to say Najee Harris, 2,400 yards.
2,400. I could see that. That's a bold prediction, but if they have a great year, they gave him the ball so much. I could see that he's running. He can push the ball, running, hit any hole, cuts.
And I drafted him over Derrick Henry, so I won.
So you need this to be right.
I need this.
Go ahead.
Number 2,
next one.
Christian McCaffrey will play 15 games this season.
I hope so. I drafted him overall number 1 last year. I stayed away. He was there on the 10th pick, and nobody got him. He won in our second round. I know you remember that. Yeah. But that's a huge bold prediction, Mike. I tell you that.
I like him. He's a great player. 15.
If he plays 15 games, the Panthers might win that division.
Yeah, them in Baker shirts, that's all you need.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3. Daniel Jones of the Giants will be benched by week 8. Tyrod Taylor will take over.
Week 8? At that point, they're done for the season. They might as well just keep whoever. Daniel Jones? Week 8? Wow. I think
maybe if they will bench him. Race.
I think if they'll bench him by week 5. If they'll bench him by week 5, she should be, they should know.
They probably should bench him by week 5, but because he's Daniel Jones and they drafted him and they want to feel like they were right and he looks like Eli Manning and he's friends with the Manning family, I think they're going to keep him. Sorry, Giant fans, I can't help. Okay. You should have picked Lamar Jackson. You could have had Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
No, he didn't like him because he's a running quarterback.
Daniel Jones does the same damn thing. The only difference is he falls while he's running. So,
yeah, here's another difference. Number 4, you're gonna like this one. Kyler Murray is going to have 40 total touchdowns. 40 or more total touchdowns.
Bold.
Now, he had 29
40?
last year. He had 29 in 14 games last year. So if you put that on a 17-game pace, it's about 35.
40? 40 is very doable. I mean, if he could throw
Doable.
32, he could run in like 8 of them.
But he's got to stay
I
healthy.
see that.
Got to stay healthy. I think this is going to be his breakout year. I think it's going to be big. So that's number 4. And number 5, because, Russell Wilson will throw 40 touchdown passes.
40 touchdown passes by Russell Wilson. I'm going to write that down.
2 years ago with Pete Carroll, putting him in a vice grip halfway through the year.
I remember that. What time is it? 7:53.
10:53 over here. You surprised?
Yeah.
In a modern era, do you know who has the best touchdown per attempt? Touchdown percentage. How many times you throw a touchdown per time you throw the ball? In the Super Bowl era, you got Mahomes, Rodgers, and Wilson. Those are your 3.
I was going to guess those first 2, so that's solid.
I knew you did. That's why I just said it.
That 5 bold predictions, they were all pretty damn bold. I think Kyler Murray's was probably the one where I would say, that's very likely. But other than
40 is
that,
a lot, though.
Huh?
It's still a lot, though.
It's still a lot. But I mean, you got Russ throwing 40 alone. So, think about that. And Kyler Murray he's active. He moves. Well, my 5, I'm gonna, ruffle some feathers throughout this whole thing. That's a fact. Living in Las Vegas. If you're tuning in, I just want you to know, number 1, the Raiders are not gonna make the playoffs. The Raiders are not. They're gonna take a little bit of a decline. And that's only because the AFC is only getting much better. The division got much better. And now they went from being, 3rd best team to the last team in that division. And I guarantee you 4 of those teams are not going to make the playoffs, okay? So, yes, if anybody's going to miss the playoffs, it's going to be the last team, then it's going to be the Raiders, okay? I've been saying this since they got Devontae Adams. I say, you know what? I don't like this hype. You guys not going to make the playoffs. But this is also based on facts and a little bit of, not liking the fans sometimes. But anyway, my number 2, defensive player Nick Bosa is going to be in the top 3 MVP voting. He could be 1, 2, or 3, but he's going to be in the top 3 voting, Nick Bosa.
Trey Lance going to have to help him out with that.
Trey will.
He's going to need Bosa's going to need some big clutch plays. And by the way, I'm okay with your Vegas prediction. Because remember what I say about receivers. They can only do it when they got the quarterback in the line and the system in sync. There's only so much impact that a start. Receivers take a team that's good and make them great. But they make an average. Do they make an average team really good? No. That's the infrastructure that does that.
That is true.
So, I'm with you.
And
Nick
since
Bosa
you want
is bold, though.
Yeah.
Bold.
The Eagles will win NFC East. Eagles winning NFC East, huh?
That's not that bold. That can happen.
You think that could happen? Don't tell any Cowboy fan that. Do not tell any Cowboy fan that.
Cowboys have one playoff win lately, and it was over senile Pete Carroll. So, that's all.
Your fantasy football name, I loved it. Yeah, but I think the Eagles will win the NFC East.
But they have no. You're right though. It is an unproven quarterback, so it is a risk for sure.
Yeah. Rodgers will not be in the top 3 MVP voting this year. He won't even sniff it. I don't think he's gonna be bad, but I don't think he's gonna win important games like he did against the Niners a couple of years ago, And got that number one seed, things like that. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think this year he's gonna struggle a little bit, just a little bit, but he's not gonna be in the top 3 MVP voting. His past 2 years, won back-to-back MVPs. It would only make sense to see him up there. But no, I don't think Rodgers will beat it. That's my bold prediction.
Plus, they don't want to give him 3 straight MVPs. Favre won 3 in a row.
Or they might want to have 3. I mean, a three-peat. Nobody's done that. Who's done that?
Favre did it, but he tied his last year with Barry Sanders.
Yeah, but I'm saying like unanimous. Like it was just him standing here by himself. Everybody here.
Larry Bird.
Yeah, we're talking about NFL, brother. Okay.
But Rodgers is gonna beat Brady. Rodgers is gonna beat Brady in the playoffs this year. That is my prediction, by the way. So I'm on board with your prediction, but that's a bonus for me.
Okay.
You're not buying that.
Nah. And last but not the least, Trey Lance will finish the season as a 49er starter. He will start from game 1 and finish the season still as the starter. That is a bold prediction.
All right.
And I could see that happening. Now I want to hear my niece's picks for the week before we end the show.
All right. My daughter Carly has made her picks.
Yeah.
We're going to keep track of this all year. I really hope she does not beat us. And if she starts beating us, we got to get her on the show. All right. She's going with the Bills, Saints, Panthers, 49ers, Bengals, Eagles, Colts, Ravens, Jaguars, Titans, Chiefs, Raiders, Packers. Is that a Cowboy? Looks like a Cowboy. Yeah, she doesn't like Tom Brady. Cowboys. And she's picking the Broncos because she said she likes some guy who used to play with Peyton Manning, and she's making up some story to pick. She wants to pick against Russell, but she's picking the Broncos.
So she's picking who? The Broncos?
Yeah. She wants to win, She likes Peyton. She likes Peyton Manning, who hasn't played in almost a decade at this point, and she likes.
Did she go with the Steelers? You said?
No, she went with the Bengals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what about the Pats Miami game?
Pats. Yeah,
Who'd she go with?
Pats. Now that Brady's not around, she likes. Yeah, she's Manning. Those Manning lovers. They don't like Brady. So you know what I did? I kept showing her pictures of like Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson hanging out together in the offseason. She was not very happy.
What about Packers Vikes? Who'd she go with?
Packers.
All right, Carly. Thanks for my ticket. That might be my lucky ticket to win some money this week. You know what I mean? And if I do, I'm gonna have to send her to Vegas, to come see her cousin and all of that.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
But those were 5 bold predictions by you, Mike, I must admit. Besides, the Kyler Murray one, I think that's the closest one. But other than that, they were all pretty damn bold. And also the picks, we only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that, we didn't have the same picks as well. So that might be another ticket for me too, I'll let y'all know how that all, went over the weekend. But other than that, great episode this week. We'll be here, giving our weekly picks each week before the Thursday games for sure.
All right. Great episode, man. And we'll be back next week with our week 1 results. We'll be on to week 2.
Yes, sir.
Friendly
competition.
Have a good night. You too, man.